he's 3-0 in that category.
Getting ready here to start off at 125 pounds, Diedrich Navarro night. But when we look at what the lineup card is likely to be this evening, with several changes, including 3 weight class changes the Terps have had to make, Northwestern's got to be feeling maybe a bit more confident, and it all starts here with Diedrich Navarro, ranked number 28th in the country.
Absolutely, and a rousing start right here as you see him racking up that riding time early. He's seized on this opportunity. He wants to make Sanchez uncomfortable in this one.
Stay in press. Stay in press.
Navarro, who did win 20 matches overall last year, went 4-3 in the Big Ten. Only a redshirt sophomore, but one of the more experienced wrestlers in just terms of time on the mat in official competition for the Wildcats. In a year that's seen a lot of change. Got that Lock Haven victory after a loss at SIU Edwardsville and a win narrowly against Princeton.
You see Sanchez fighting here. He's got to find a way to get a reversal. Doesn't want this one out of hand too early.
And Diedrich Navarro, a guy who is happy to just let this clock run and not let Sanchez go. You noted, Calvin, he's somebody who is capable of getting those tech falls, those major decisions. As we're going to get a stoppage for blood, a big blot above Navarro's left eye. And he'll be attended to by the Northwestern medical training staff. On the left there, of course, you see head coach Matt Storniolo of Northwestern. Storniolo in his 11th season leading the Wildcats.
He's really done it all. I mean, so many All-Americans, produced a national champion in Ryan Deacon, and has a number of wrestlers on this squad here, Alex, who have a lot of potential. Northwestern's still trying to elevate someone into those high ranks, but a number of guys who could get there and could qualify for the NCAA championships.
Navarro's certainly a guy who's going to have a chance. It's just so hard to predict in the Big Ten Conference, where in conference action you're going to see some of the best wrestlers in the country every single week. And you know, you could be the 4th best wrestler at your weight class in the Big Ten, but still in the top 10 nationally as Sanchez gets an escape. And also already could see a little more blood coming out of the left eyebrow of Diedrich Navarro. Something to keep an eye on as Navarro leads 3-1 here, a little past midway in period number 1 here at 125.
And that's what's so fun about these lower weighted bouts here is you see the speed of both of these wrestlers on display. Right there, Sanchez not making it easy. He's clearly responded, knows he can't get in a big hole.
For what it's worth, in his 8 victories last year, he did have 2 fall victories, did Sanchez. Again, wrestled exclusively in tournaments. Shot there by Navarro, well repelled by Sanchez. What a way, though, it would be to announce himself, though, if he can get a win over a ranked conference opponent in this college dual debut. 30 seconds left here in round number 1. 1 takedown for Navarro, 1 escape for Sanchez in the opening 3 minutes. And we have a stalling warning against Sanchez. And it's an active final seconds here in period number 1 at 125, but it will close with Diedrich Navarro holding a 3-1 lead. And Diedrich Navarro doubled over a bit and some obvious discomfort. They're going to go back to work on that cut on his forehead. And you hope Navarro's all right. Have to clean off the mat as well.
You have to wonder if that's something that could inhibit him too, because it seems like Sanchez has really been able to fend off those shots later in that first period. Something to watch out for going forward in a match that's still very close.
And does that result in Diedrich Navarro being more cautious, taking fewer shots and playing more defense and just kind of inviting Sanchez to, to take his shots, to have a go?
I mean, I think it definitely could be, and the risk there is, like you said, Sanchez can get those victories by pin, and He's had a couple last season. Could have a chance to do it if he gets the right opportunity.
There's a pretty extensive crew out here helping clean this up. A reminder of just how many blood vessels are in your forehead. This is kind of a boxing wound that Navarro's got. Of course, I guess this early in the broadcast is the point where we can mention it's been quite a 24 hours for surface cleaning in Chicago sports. For those who might not be familiar, the Chicago Bulls had a game canceled due to weather last night. Yes, they do play indoors. Condensation on the court because temperatures yesterday in Chicago reached near 60 degrees after being in the 20s less than 48 hours before. That entire game ended up getting canceled last night, but I think we're going to be able to continue here. Or is Diedrich Navarro going to be able to continue is going to be the real question, not only right now, but for the remainder of this 125-pound bout. Getting his headgear back on, Navarro. And it's been a lot of waiting here to do for President Sanchez. And immediately it'll be an opportunity for Sanchez to get an early escape as we go into period 2 at 125. Nice mat return for Navarro. His first task in this 2 minutes is to simply not let Sanchez off the mat. And these are the kind of positions that Navarro looks to build from. When he goes for back points, when he goes to score, it largely comes from simply exhausting his opponent as they try unsuccessfully to get off the mat.
Absolutely, and he's going to have to avoid stall points and stall warnings, but something he's done really well at is always making a move and always trying to score. We'll see if he can continue to extend that riding time, maybe get that secured pretty soon, that extra point.
In their last home duel against Lockhaven, it was kind of a feature of the evening. 7 or 8 Wildcats had stalling points given against them. Only warning so far, though, has been for Sanchez of Maryland. Again, that riding time now over 2 minutes, and Navarro makes the choice to simply let Sanchez go. He gets the escape for a second point. Now can Navarro go takedown hunting in the final minute of period 2?
Yeah, here comes where the aggressiveness ratchets up because Sanchez knows takedown here could be big to take the lead.
And against a wrestler like Navarro, you're only going to get so many opportunities to take a shot. Navarro went for a shot there, well repelled by Sanchez. Under 30 seconds in period 2. Navarro with the narrowest of leads in our opening matchup of the evening. Under 10 seconds. Other shots to come. Are both wrestlers content to see this go to the final 2 minutes? It is indeed the latter. They probably could have both gotten a stalling warning there, but I think everybody is okay moving this on to period number 3. Navarro will start on the mat. And if he gets an early escape here, Calvin, he can really put a lot of pressure on Sanchez.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to worry about riding time here, at least for the moment, but an early escape would be huge. It already gets up off the mat there.
Sanchez, meanwhile, is looking for the mat return, and he kind of got it, not really. In the end, it's an escape for Navarro, and now Sanchez has to go to work. All the pressure right now on the debutant sophomore. Verbal encouragement ramping up as well from the Northwestern bench.
And this is still a margin where Navarro can't get comfortable. He still has to be willing to make a move.
Navarro takes another shot, got to be careful. Scrappy here in the third period.
Changing levels so much here, just trying to get something in.
And now we're going to have another concern about blood. I think it's Navarro takes another shot. Got to be careful. Scrappy here in the third period.
Changing levels so much here, just trying to get something in.
And now we're going to have another concern about blood. I think it's Navarro's nose this time. With 1:04 to go on the clock.
He's getting a run for his money right now. And I mean, if you're President Sanchez, obviously not necessarily going to be happy with anything but a victory, but you do have to be at least a little bit pleased with how this is going against a ranked wrestler.
Well, and certainly if you're the coaching staff led by Alex Clemson in his 7th season for Maryland, again, it's a big opportunity for a guy like Sanchez. And again, we don't know the final outcome yet of this 125-pound bout. But overall, you'd say he's acquitted himself well here against Dietrich Navarro.
He has, and this is something you want to see from these younger guys jumping into these dual meets. Maryland's a team that's led by a lot of upperclassmen. They're going to have some guys graduating after this season, and they need to find ways to get people to step up across the board, whether you're talking about low weights, high weights, anywhere in between.
Got a couple of the assistant coaches were out there talking with Sanchez. Clemson is assisted by Nick Bruschetta, Ethan Laird, and Cole Matthews. Meanwhile, on the other side for Northwestern, you saw there the man with the long red hair is Justin Oliver in his 3rd season assisting Storniolo alongside BJ Futrell, also in his 3rd season as an assistant. And they're doing their best now to clean all the blood off of Dietrich Navarro. And he'll hope he's only got to get through 64 more seconds of this before he can go get properly stitched up. Biding time not yet secured. If he can keep it, it means that Sanchez at least needs a takedown. Under a minute to go. How aggressive will Dietrich Navarro be as he leads 4-2?
Now he's got that extra point on the board coming after the match, officially secured for him.
So again, Sanchez needs a takedown just to force overtime. Much drama that would be if we got a sudden victory situation here at 125 to open the night. Dietrich Navarro, though, will hope this is the final 30 seconds in a lengthy opening bout. Sanchez still going, and it's going to be a stalling warning against Navarro. So both wrestlers have been warned. 14 seconds, now 10. Final 10 seconds, Navarro looking to hold on to a decision victory here for the Wildcats. Of 90 and 34, he'll be aiming to get to 100 career wins this season. A 3-time NCAA qualifier coming off a 5th place All-American, 5th place finish at the Big Ten Championships last year, Speidel, meanwhile, 67 and 43 in his 4 years as a Chippewa at Central Michigan. Speidel 3-0 so far this year in duels. Decision victories against all 3 of SIUE, Princeton, and Lock Haven. Another guy, Calvin, who's often not in a particular hurry.
Absolutely, and you can sort of see it right here. Neither wrestler has gone in control yet.
Very much a feeling out period here with a minute gone in the first period at 133. Speidel was also at the NCAA qualifiers last year. Got a big upset over 10th ranked Dylan Shawver of Rutgers in the first round, after finishing 2nd at the MAC Championships. One of those aforementioned Wildcats looking to get back to nationals this year.
And some from that Northwestern bench calling for Speidel to make a move here. Hasn't been able to successfully do so yet. It's tough against a disciplined wrestler like Brown.
Brown, who took home 2 Maryland team awards at the end of the season last year, the John C. McHugh Coaches Award, as well as the Hudson Taylor Award for his excellent season. He went 18-1 in duels last year, including 7-1 in the Big Ten. Sure, he set the goal for himself this year to go one better and run the table.
He has the chance to do it for sure.
Sean Speidel, though, for the Wildcats, looking to end that pursuit before it can even begin. Still nothing doing here with under 40 seconds to go in the opening period of 133. Will either wrestler take a real shot here at the end of period one? It's mostly just been hand fighting, a few slaps to the forehead either way.
Neither wrestler really going down to the mat either to try to go for those leg shots like we saw a lot in the first match, not so much in the second bout here.
Nothing to write home about in the opening 3 minutes. No real shots, no points. And we'll see how long this state of affairs continues, as Speidel will start on the bottom here in period two with an opportunity to at least get a point on the board.
And you have to wonder which wrestler, if this keeps going the way that it is, will be ready to go for that big shot late in the contest.
Brown just looking to go to work here. And is that going to be a reversal? No signal yet. And it's just a 1-point escape in the end.
That's really, really well done by Speidel to get that quickly before he's forced into too vulnerable of a position. And like you said, Alex, almost turned it into even more points for himself.
Yeah, it's credit to Brown for escaping what looked like it was going to be a certain reversal situation there. And we'll reset here with 1:35 to go in period two. It's as if neither wrestler really wants to be in a grappling position with the other.
And Speidel's happy to be here. He's only down 20 seconds in riding time and has the lead against the higher-ranked wrestler. He will be even more content to stay the way this is. Brown may be the one who has to make a move.
Brown with 1 fall victory and 2 victories by decision this season in duels. Also got a win via forfeit, as we have a stalling warning against Brown, but they were told that that had to be a headgear adjustment for Speidel. And will we see the Northwestern wrestler pick up a warning at any point here? Only feels like it might be fair the way this has played out. Still, we haven't seen anybody take a real shot. There's a point on the board for Braxton Brown. I'm not sure where that was recorded.
It's possible the stalling call was against Speidel, and that was what got the point to Brown. With this one being tied up, I mean, back to square one, and neither wrestler seems willing to do anything yet.
Yeah, apologies if we missed the warning for Speidel. Always watching those referee wristbands, the green and the red, as that will end period two. 1-1 here. Riding time not a factor at this point. And a matchup here at 133, Calvin, that really hasn't gotten going in its opening 5 minutes.
This is where you're going to see more aggressiveness come, but it's interesting because both wrestlers have been lulled into this groove for the first 5 minutes. We'll see how.
Brown getting a hold of that leg, but still positioning. Referee says no points either way there.
Close to that near fall position here.
Just avoiding conceding back points there is Speidel by simply not staying in that position long enough. But he could be in some trouble here. That's certainly what Brown's looking for. No near fall points yet. Speidel doing just enough to avoid them.
He's taking a lot of contact here, really doing a good job resisting, but Brown still fighting.
And we're going to get a reset for a stalemate. And now we're going to get a challenge. Maryland want back points. I just heard Coach Clemson say to the referee, hey, I got to a count of 3, which means we should at least get 2. And so that is what's being challenged here by Maryland, as Clemson with some really strong words directed at the Northwestern bench. Not sure what that was about.
And it's going to be a close call here, because there were a couple of times where it seemed like Speidel was right there, right on that back position. But ultimately, like you said, Alex, the referee's not getting to that 3 count. But certainly upon review, there could be an opportunity to award Brown some points that might end up getting the match ended in his favor effectively.
And Clemson, well, the challenge here has been picked up by the referee. Matt Storniola for Northwestern off camera to the left is just kind of calmly wandering around and watching this all unfold.
It's been quite a long first 2 matches to start. The challenge, a couple of stoppages for blood.
And I think Clemson's basically been told that's not reviewable through his challenge brick with some frustration. And it remains 2-1 in favor of Braxton Brown.
1 minute remaining period.
We restart from a neutral position, and no choice but to take a shot there for Speidel. Was repelled at first. Can he get around the back here? Looking for the takedown. He's got it. Into the lead goes Sean Speidel with 36 seconds to go.
And we'll see if he's allowed to make something else happen here. Looks like he might.
Suddenly Braxton Brown looks gassed, and he's got that left arm bent backwards in an awkward position by Speidel right now. You can see just a few winces of pain there on his face. Not a good spot for the Maryland man. Speidel did not show much for the first 6.5 minutes, Calvin, of this 133-pound matchup, but he's going to get a decision victory for the Wildcats in the headline battle of the evening. What a third period for Sean Speidel.
And as it turned out, all Speidel needed to do was wait for Brown to get that headlock, and with the weak grip slightly, he's able to slide right back out and get the takedown. The patience pays off perfectly, and that strategy that Sean Speidel has utilized has led to some low-scoring contests, but he's been winning.
Let's take another look at Lita Craker looking to go to work for the Northwestern Wildcats as he takes on Ryan Kennedy and gets an early takedown. Kennedy was an alternate coming into the evening, but number 33 ranked in the country. We thought we were going to get a really even matchup here, Calvin Kaplan, but instead it's going to be Kennedy, the freshman out of North Olmsted, Ohio, 5-4 so far this season, but making his Big Ten debut.
And what a contrast. After Speidel came out so cautiously, De Craker out so aggressively, and huge quick takedown. Going to try to accumulate some time in control.
De Craker, the first year from Warrenton, Virginia, out of Blair Academy. 8-4 on the season as Kennedy gets a point for the escape. De Craker 1-1 in duels. Last time out had a major decision loss against Lockhaven, but began his duel season with a decision victory at Princeton. De Craker went 5-2 at the Midlands Championships, the big home event for Northwestern Wrestling over the holiday period.
And at the Cliff Keen Las Vegas Invitational, had a couple of ranked victories there as well. He's shown the ability to take down some higher ranked wrestlers. Kennedy, of course, 6-5 overall this season.
Kennedy at the holiday activities of the Terrapins, which was the Southern Scuffle at the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. He went 1-2 over the weekend. Meanwhile, DeCraker looking to put the Wildcats in a controlling position in this duel. Maryland, before the match tonight, changing their scheduled starters at 165, 174, and 184. Going to be a lot of youth and maybe inexperience for the Terps as this goes on. That's just enough for a takedown for DeCraker. Those aren't two separate takedowns. DeCraker, though, looking to rack up some points here as Kennedy in defense looks to just become one with the mat. DeCraker trying to roll him here. Kennedy not budging.
And that's just textbook stuff from DeCraker, though. He's being relatively judicious with the leg shots he takes, but when he does take them, catching the opposing wrestler by surprise is exactly what he's been doing and what he wants to do.
Another escape for Kennedy. 20 seconds left in period one. Can Billy DeCraker get one more takedown to end the opening frame? Just check the clock real quickly. Time will wind down, and DeCraker will take a 6-2 lead to period two.
Just a great start. And I mean, you look at Northwestern as a whole, of course, it's helping them that their wrestlers in lower weight classes are starting ranked. I mean, you have 3 straight ranked wrestlers to start off for the Cats. Certainly helpful, but they're seizing on every opportunity. And as we mentioned, the 133-pound win for Speidel was an upset over the number 12 Brown.
DeCraker starting on top in this second period. Looking for the mat return rather than an escape for Kennedy. Kennedy still can't break himself free. That right-handed DeCraker still there. In the end, it is an escape for Kennedy. But Billy DeCraker, if he can continue the way period one went, he'll happily exchange takedowns for escapes.
Still a good job, though, by Kennedy. He's able to get all 4 fingers and pry them right off. Good job with strength, able to seize, and finally able to just break out of what was a perilous situation.
That handshake has been a feature of this match so far. Referee calling a stalemate. One minute to go in period two. Less active than the first. DeCraker still leading thanks to those 2 early takedowns. The shots are there, shouts a Wildcat teammate to DeCraker. Terps bench quiet at the moment. 30 seconds to go in the period. Good defense there by Kennedy.
Neither wrestler really able to get a sustained hold. It's not like they haven't been trying, but very, very even with these shots right here.
Yeah, DeCraker leaning more defensive in this second period. And the only point in that frame was the early escape by Kennedy, as we'll head to period number 3 here at 141.
And that's a well-done second period by Kennedy. The issue is just having gone down so big early, he has to play with a level of urgency that now shows up here in this third period. It's a great job wrapping up the leg right there. This could be points.
Best position Kennedy's been in yet. DeCraker does well to avoid the takedown, at least for now.
Getting close to almost getting DeCraker on his back for a second, not anymore.
Still looking for that takedown, and they're going to call A potentially dangerous hold and reset. Heard a Northwestern teammate on the bench yell, major him, and that would require quite an explosive next minute and 18 seconds for a major decision win for DeCraker. DeCraker still just kind of hanging on here, looking to get around. Kennedy holds him off for now, under a minute to go. And we'll get another stalemate.
DeCraker was the one able to take advantage of that grapevine there, but just not quite able to make that finishing move. And we've seen very few stalling warnings or points awarded so far in this one.
Under 30 seconds. A stalling warning against DeCraker. Under 15 seconds, DeCraker does well there to keep that right foot in play.
And he arrived, went 4-0 at the Southern Scuffle. He's had so many experiences in duels with the Cowboys over the years. Now gets to be in the Terrapin uniform and try to make a play against an unranked wrestler. Cartella with the ability to win big, but inconsistencies as well.
Yeah, just a really kind of unusual situation transferring in the middle of an athletic season. But of course at the semester. So this is his Maryland dual debut. Young with a 45-36 record in his time as an Oklahoma State Cowboy.
And this might be a big move here for him. Willing to work on the mat. We'll see if he gets any near fall points out of this.
Cartella, meanwhile, 11-6 on the season. 2 falls, 2 tech falls, 2 major decisions. Cartella just trying to avoid being on his back. He did well to just kind of spring off the mat there. This Young continues to try to roll him. Cartella just trying to get out of this. Tried to get to the boundary, couldn't. And now Cartella's in some trouble. Referee keeping a keen eye. No points yet.
Looks like they're going to give him a takedown here for 3. And after big fight from Cartella, almost seemed like he was maybe going to take some near fall points and didn't. And that time, I mean, Young just showing why this team brought him in.
Cartella in big, big trouble here. Just avoiding near fall points.
Near fall points awarded. Carter Young.
So they do get to 3 count there, so 2 near fall points.
First back points I think we've seen awarded yet tonight. And Carter Young here in the first period at 149, plotting a strong course to get the Terps on the board.
Young's just staying completely in control, and Cartella doing a great job, but it's only the first period. A lot of energy to expend early to still have a deficit like this. Much needed stalemate for him there.
You wonder if Cartella in a way is kind of banking on that, can he, keep Young within arm's reach as Young tires himself out. But again, Cartella, to your point, has expended plenty of energy himself, just avoiding worse outcomes. Certainly the most active match we've had so far tonight. Looking for the takedown is Carter Young. Doesn't have it yet. And I think we got a stalling warning against Young, which would be confusing. If anybody was going to get a warning there, I thought it would have been Cartella. And that ends the first period here at 149. Really, really strong so far by Carter Young.
Now Cartella just gets a chance to get a breather here. They're going to start neutral.
Yeah, electing to start here at neutral. And Sam Cartella with some obvious pain here, and he immediately went to grab the left knee. Everybody on the Wildcat bench from the coaching and medical staffs jumped up immediately, and I think Cartella's just saying it was, you know, more a scare than anything.
Try to fight this off. I mean, it's tough because he's been in so many vulnerable positions. You never want to see someone have to put their body on the line to get out of those perilous spots, but fortunately it looks like Cartella able to continue.
Something to keep an eye on, though, in the remainder of this match. Still 5-0 in Carter Young's favor. Good shot there from Young. And going to work on that left leg of Cartella.
And that's what Young's done well. I mean, he gets Cartella upside down there on his head, able to seize on one leg for a hold and just make things happen from there. And for most of this match, at worst, it's resulted in a stalemate. At best, he's gotten either a takedown or those near fall points. He's doing a great job.
Sam Cartella clearly uncomfortable out there right now. Got to just hang in if he's going to try to turn this around. Continuing, though, to look good for the Terrapins.
And of course, the incentive not to forfeit is, I mean, the forfeit would award 6 points for Maryland. If Cartella can hold strong, maybe he only gives them 3 or 4 at worst.
Certainly, if he's really struggling with that knee, that does become the objective, is to only concede a decision. Young so far this year, 2-1 in duels, all of those decisions, both the wins and the loss. Finished second place at the Southern Scuffle over the new year.
Young might have the fastest level changes of anyone we've seen so far. He just gets down there in a flash, takes control, and it almost always has been working for him. Cartella's still on top, but Young in control.
It is worth noting the only reason Young did not win at the Southern Scuffle was he was a medical forfeit in the championship match. He officially went 4-0 on the weekend, so undefeated, but did not win at all. So again, not sure what kind of injury he might be carrying since then. It's obviously been about a week that he's had time to recover, whatever the issue was. Still 5-0, the lead though for Young. He's in a good position to get the riding time point as well.
And the toughness of Cartella is what's keeping some momentum on the Northwestern side potentially, even if, as seems likely, he can't come out with a victory in this one.
Be really disappointing, I think, at this stage for Carter Young if he's not able to turn this into a major decision.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we'll see if he can get a quick reversal or quick escape here. Might have it.
Well done by Cartella. He's also eating away at those riding time points.
Yeah, not secured yet for Young. I mean, so it's not quite over. There's still that opportunity for Cartella to get it done, but has to make a big run here.
That riding time goes under a minute for Young and continues to tick down as long as Cartella's in this top position.
Near fall points could be huge right here. Young's just not showing any signs of flipping.
No stalling warnings either side either. Northwestern want a stalling warning. They're not getting one.
Yeah, Young is not doing too much.
The referee not calling a stalemate either. We're just kind of stuck here right now.
Now more of this Northwestern bench calling for stalling, finally.
And there's the stalling point. Saw the warning earlier, so it's a point for stalling, 5-1, but now it's 35 seconds left, and I don't know, maybe Carter Young's willing to concede another stalling point or two.
I mean, I think he should. This is really working out in a big way for him to just sit and wait. And Northwestern's not going to be happy about it, but it's really good strategy by Carter Young, considering the major decision is less and less likely.
It's not the most sporting way to go about this, but in the end of the day, it's going to get the Terps on the board. And Cartella just trying to do anything here, and just attaching himself to the mat is Carter Young, and he did enough to grind out a decision victory. He gets Maryland on the board.
And still trying to get used to the new environment.
Myers, the redshirt first year, 6-7. Went 13-5, exclusively wrestling in tournaments as a first year in 24-25. Mackay Neal, meanwhile, the Calvert County, Maryland native, 5-8 on his season.
Trying to bounce back here. I mean, we'll see what he can do. A couple losses at the Southern Scuffle. Tech Fall loss against Pitt. Needs to turn his season around in Big Ten play.
Yeah, Maryland coming in here tonight to Walsh Ryan Arena will really want to be putting that Pitt duel in the rear view. Just 3 points on the board in that one. The Panthers just mauling the Terps in that one. No takedown there. We've seen some good escapism, some good defense by both wrestlers already here in this first period. No points yet. And this is a really good opportunity here for Myers, just trying to get the near fall points. Just heard a takedown announced over the PA, but I don't believe that's going to be the call in the end. I think this is going to be 4 near fall points.
We'll see. The referee not into his count as of yet, but it's close right there.
He's just holding it 4 right now. And still hasn't indicated that 4 points. I'm sure they'll, sort out the score. 1 minute remaining. I'm not sure exactly what we're doing right now. And so it's going to be 4 points. I believe this should be 4-0. But we will see them referees double check that at the end of the period. Meanwhile, that sure looks like a takedown. No indication. In any case, under 30 seconds to go in period 1. And he's going to go for that exact same move, Myers.
And whatever the case, Myers accumulating so much riding time. It looked like Neal might start aggressively. Myers has just capitalized. Just incredible work here by the redshirt first year.
Really uncomfortable position he's got Neal in here. And time runs out in period 1. So I think that 7-0 score from what I watched, that ended up right in the end. I didn't see the takedown the first time, but there was definitely one later. Everybody just nods, and on we go, 7-0 into period 2.
And now Myers, I mean, almost close to an escape to start.
And he's got it.
Just feels like he's wrestling with ease right now. Neal expending more energy out of the two, and yet Myers just able to make calculated plays. And in a match so far where we haven't seen bonus points come up yet, Myers is well on his way to getting some, already in that major decision territory, up by 8.
He's got 3 major decisions this season. He also has been pinned and has lost by tech fall. That's a takedown, 3 more. He might start now thinking about a tech fall of his own. Doesn't have one of those yet this season. Again, no bonus points yet in the match. 3 decision victories for the Cats, 1 decision victory for the Terps. Losing a point then on that bench infraction for an attempted challenge.
And Myers is just in a great position here. Right now on both knees, just crossed right over the back of Neal. A position he's able to maintain, although Neal slowly lifting it up. And they're gonna get stalemate here.
.38 seconds remaining in period 2. Here at 1:57. Last match before halftime here tonight.
Here the Wildcat coach is yelling, put him away. This could be near fall or even pin for Myers, although now Neal able to get out of complete disaster.
Could end it with 4 near fall points. Sure he'd rather do it though in the fall style.
Myers is content to just run it out here. Still has to avoid stalling, but it looks like nothing coming for him.
Time does run out, but it's an 11-point margin for Gunnar Myers. On course for the evening's first bonus points. Riding time of 2:45. Won't take much more to get that secured.
Northwestern's just ready to play, and for Gunnar Myers, I mean, we've known about his potential, still early in his career. This is an early statement for him in Big Ten play, something that he could take as momentum going forward.
Again, you mentioned he's dropped down to 157. This was just kind of a weight class that was open for the Wildcats, and Myers trying to seize it. And to your point, Calvin, there'd be no better way than to get his first Big Ten victory, especially doing it with bonus points.
Myers already has riding time, of course. Just need to get 3 more points on top of that for the tech fall. So 1 more takedown could do it.
But the way this is going, I'm not sure he's interested in standing back up in the final 105 of this period. Stalling warning against Maryland.
Neal doing a good job.
And Myers going for points. Is that going to be 2 near fall points? No signal yet. 3 near fall points. And that gets it to 14-0. So it would be a tech fall with the addition of the riding time, if that's what we get to. Of course, you don't stop the match if the riding time is the difference, even if it is secured.
Yeah, it looked like for a while there, I mean, maybe an all-time announcer's jinx, Neal was doing a good job of not being thrust onto his back, but Myers with a great move now has him in another strong hold here.
Looking for a mat return. He does not want to see an escape, and he won't. 20. We do have a team score correction. That was not a bench penalty to Maryland. They simply lost the challenge, and that means they lose that privilege of challenging again. There's an early shot here by Rodriguez.
Now with 1 leg pinned. Question is, can Bostelman scoot out of this?
Yeah, they're going to give it a reset for potentially dangerous hold.
We'll see. I mean, Rodriguez could definitely go back to that leg shot there. I mean, first one looked very effective, even though it didn't result in points. Problem is, Bostelman's awareness of it has just been ratcheted up even more.
I think worth noting again, we got a really great singlet matchup here tonight. Again, the Northwestern Wildcats in that Gothic black uniform and the flag design for Maryland. Great uniforms to go along with the great quality of wrestling in the Big Ten Conference.
So far, this one really resembling that Spidal Brown match in the first period. Very similar, few blows being landed, although we do get a level change there.
Approaching a minute to go here in the opening period at 1:65.
1 minute remaining in the period.
Again, you noted that no bonus point victories yet for Bostelman this season. All 8 of his wins by decision. And another stalemate.
That ankle grab from Bostelman, all that saved him there. That was a great throw by Rodriguez to do that so fluidly.
Bostelman lost his opening duel of the year at SIUE, and then the Wildcats forfeited 165 at Princeton. Bostelman, though, before the holiday break, got a win against Lock Haven. Went 2-2 at Midlands. Looks like we're going to have, for the second time tonight, a 0-0 score at the end of period number 1. Both wrestlers happy to let the clock run out here.
It's interesting. We've seen Rodriguez, 2-1 in the duels this season. His highlight was a major decision win over Josh Greenwood of Michigan State back in November. So we know he can rack up those points. And we'll see if starting on top is advantageous for him. Great attempt at an escape from Bostelman.
Rodriguez, who went 2-1 at the Southern Scuffle. Went 3-1 at the Journeyman Collegiate Classic back in November. Bostelman looking for the escape.
Tried to bridge there, got forced back down. Second bridge, much more effective, but not enough yet.
Instead, it's a mat return for Rodriguez. And he'll build some riding time.
That's the strength of Rodriguez right there. That's a powerful throw. And now this is where he's fine with being 0-0 in this spot. Just trying to get as much riding time as possible to secure that advantage, because then he knows Bostelman's going to have to change his style at some point.
1 minute remaining in the period.
We also now get into the period of the match where when do the referees decide something constitutes stalling?
Hasn't been called often so far, that's for sure.
Stalling warning against Bostelman.
He's risking a point being awarded here right now.
Got 30 more seconds almost still in this period. And nowhere to go right now. Just riding time continuing to build. At least gets back to a knee, does Bostelman. And we will reset with 11 seconds to go in the period.
Seems like Rodriguez, just as he's been able to gain control, he's getting too close to the edge of the mat. Wants to try to keep these things in the center while he's making moves to be able to get points on Bostelman. Bostelman's benefited from a couple of stalemates because they've moved in that direction.
And that ends period number 2. We are still scoreless. The only thing to even note is that Jacob Bostelman has received a stalling warning. And we'll start at neutral.
Looks like a late escape there for Rodriguez, and now with the riding time advantage, that's a hypothetical +2 edge on the board for him.
Means Bostelman is in a position where he can just think about going straight for a takedown. But Rodriguez looking to put this thing away. Nice work there by Bostelman. Bostelman just trying to keep his toes in the circle. And we're going to get a stalling warning against Rodriguez.
That's a well-done hold right there. Just pinning Rodriguez's arm to the side of his head and just not leaving any room. That prevents so much flexibility for Rodriguez trying to get out of it. I mean, a warning's not going to be enough, but he can force stalling again here. Still, we need to make up for that riding time disadvantage, but be a step closer.
Pressure here is on Bostelman, trailing 1-0. He's got to go for it at some point. Takes a shot and missed. Rodriguez seizing on the opportunity. And Rodriguez in a position for a throw, and that's a takedown. Really, really good wrestling here by A.J. Rodriguez. Knew his opponent had to take a shot, was ready for it, and in the end turned it into 3 points of his own.
And that's just well recognized by Rodriguez. He tried for the one-leg takedown first, just knew it wouldn't work, and knows he has the strength to get Bostelman to the floor. He did it before earlier in the match and just went for it all there. Doesn't have to worry about being too cautious if he's able to make a play like that. He knew his abilities and was able to secure an almost sure victory here.
Under 10 seconds here at 165. And A.J. Rodriguez, who coming into today, we didn't even know if he was going to wrestle in this duel, wins. Number 5 in the country did not weigh in tonight. And so that resulted in a bit of a domino effect that saw Seth Digby move up to 184. And they've chosen to go with Iriniak at 174 here.
That's a big loss. I mean, Smith would have been the most heavily favored wrestler on the Terrapin side in all likelihood had he gone tonight.
Smith, though, just 5 matches so far this season. He has won all 5 of them. Just the one takedown so far here for Enright. The riding time quickly accumulating. But Eddie's got his sights set on much more. To your point, Calvin.
Great job getting a foot down late there by Uriniak, but right back to the mat he goes. Lots of time here. The task for Enright has got to be avoid a stalling or a dangerous hold. He needs to find a way to take advantage here to really extend this, get into some bonus point territory early.
He'd be disappointed if this first period ends at 3-0.
Absolutely.
And we have a stalling warning against Uriniak. Uriniak, the sophomore out of North Hunterdon, New Jersey.
Enright doing a great job pulling back toward the middle right now.
A minute to go here in the opening period at 174. And Enright concedes the escape. I think he was maybe just getting frustrated there.
Yeah, and I think that shows the confidence that Enright has to quickly make a play out of a neutral position. Just knowing there's not much to do, he's up. He's fine with conceding the 1 point to make a play like this.
And immediately there is the takedown. So that trade is a good one, +2 in the end for the Wildcat. So riding time goes over 2 minutes with under 30 seconds to go in the period. And we have a blood warning, I believe, for Uriniak. Looks like a cut to his lip.
And that just shows you right there, obviously, hoping Uriniak will be okay here. But for Eddie Enright, I mean, knowing how to be able to play strategically while also fighting with everything he has to get these takedowns is just what really makes a great wrestler, what really makes a top wrestler. You see it right here. He knows he has the ability to go for the leg shot early and just get past the defenses of his opponent. And that's just how you want to do it if you're Enright. I mean, his ability coming out of neutral positions to get quick takedowns is one of the better wrestlers on the Northwestern squad in terms of doing so.
.25 seconds to go in the period. And Enright likely just will use this as an opportunity to make that riding time number larger.
Uriniak just really struggling here, and like you said, Alex, just content to let this first period run out is Enright.
6-1 for Enright at the end of one. And you wonder at what point does Eddie Enright think about just continuing to try to make that 3-for-1 trade, letting Uriniak go and then going for more takedowns.
I mean, he might want to. This isn't necessarily a spot where Enright wants to start on top. So instead, we'll see how much patience he has for trying to force the arm away and get a play on the mat.
I'm almost a little surprised he didn't just let Uriniak go right at the beginning of the period.
It's also serving to wear him down a little bit, though both wrestlers exerting a lot right now.
And there's a stalling point for a second warning. Enright, the Chicago native out of Mount Carmel High School.
Uriniak just not able to make much more of an effort to avoid more of that. I mean, it's one of those stalling points where it's coming at least in part out of the exhaustion of the wrestler in the bottom position.
And coming in the first half of the match. So he's got a very long way to go to avoid accumulating any more of those.
I think Enright recognizes that too. He's fine. I mean, he knows maybe another stalling point could be coming. And then, of course, if you get to a fourth one, that's 2 points in his favor.
Well, eventually he decides to just do a catch and release here. And can he get another quick takedown? Yes, he can.
That's the golden strategy right there, Alex. I mean, you alluded to it. The 1-for-3 trade, he's 2 for 2 on it.
He wants more than trying to go for a tech fall. He wants a pin. He's not going to get it there. Will he get any near fall points? No indication yet. Doesn't look like he's going to. 10 seconds in the period.
Maybe tried to go for a late cradle for a second, but it's a little maybe too close to the edge of the mat to go for the pin he was looking for.
As time runs out in period 2, it's a 10-2 lead. Riding time already secured. Eddie Enright with bonus points in sight for Northwestern as we'll take another look at that last takedown.
It's just the quickness. And, I mean, so far, Uraniak just hasn't been ready for it. Enright knows that if he can get low first and get to that level change, he has a very high probability of getting a quick 3 with a chance for more.
And there's another takedown. Excuse me, is a reversal for Enright. My apologies on that, as he started on that bottom position. Currently in line for a major decision. Wants at least a tech fall, might want to fall. Uraniak in big trouble. Uraniak in really big trouble. It's at least going to be near fall points. Can Uraniak keep that left shoulder off the mats? Just enough right now. It's going to be at least 4 near fall points for Enright. And there is the 4 points for a near fall. And he leads by 14 with a minute to go.
And Uraniak really can't stall here. He's trying his best.
And Enright knows the position he is in. He wants that tech fall. And he gets it. Eddie Enright, the second tech fall victory of the night for the Northwestern Wildcats. He wins 20-3, puts 5 more points on the board, and it's a 19-6 lead for his collegiate career. I'm sure he's got some family and friends here in attendance. He's a native of Lake Bluff, Illinois. Up the coast of Lake Michigan, north of here.
Matt Storniolo calling, drive him over, go to the elbow. That's what JD Perez is trying to do to get some near fall points out of this situation.
Wildcats currently lead by 13. Any win here for Perez wins them the duel, as a stalling warning is issued to Digby.
Perez almost had Digby's arm pinned down enough to flip him over. Not quite, but a good effort.
And the larger task for Digby here, Calvin, is to get to 15th ranked Branson John for Maryland at 197 with the duel still in the balance. Because then you'd favor John to send things to a decisive heavyweight matchup. But again, if JD Perez can get a victory here at 184, none of that matters.
Yeah, I mean, Branson John is probably the most heavily favored Maryland wrestler to go in this one, and you're absolutely right. They're going to have to find a way to get to him and let him do his thing, get a big win.
That's a first period stalling point. Not good news for Digby and the Terps.
In some ways, this feels like a replica of last match. I mean, you, of course, have the earlier stalling point awarded, but Digby just running out of energy and Perez just having his way.
25 seconds to go here in this opening period. And again, if Northwestern, Calvin, is to win this duel, in part because Maryland had to make a lot of late lineup changes, we'll know that tonight, and everybody who's watching will, but at the end of the season, it'll just go down as a Big Ten opening duel victory against a then-ranked team for the Wildcats.
Absolutely. It's impressive, and it's not over yet, of course, but Northwestern, a team 2-6 in the Big Ten last year. They had some success at the NCAA championships, of course, that miracle Trevor Chumbley run to get 4th in his weight class, but I mean, they're looking for improvement in the Big Ten, and with a performance like this against a higher-ranked Maryland squad, that's how you want to start. Not over yet, but Perez doing a good job trying to secure it.
Next up, they're at Wisconsin next Friday. That's a difficult matchup, but you'd expect it to be competitive. Then they host Penn State here 2 days later on the 18th.
And Seth Digby has to know it's do or die here, as he faked going for that leg shot there, trying for a takedown.
We also, of course, welcome anybody who's checked in on wrestling this evening at halftime of another Big Ten athletic event going on this evening that, well, I'll say it's less competitive in that than it is here. And there's a takedown for JD Perez. Gets himself a 7-point lead here, with eyes on locking up riding time before the third period even begins.
And able to do it with that arm throw there. Just with one arm, enough of force applied to get that 7-0 edge.
And another stalling point awarded to Perez. Again, this Digby, he's not in as negative a position as Uriniak was, but I think there's a bit of a feeling here, Calvin, of what am I supposed to do in this situation, given that tonight Seth Digby is not supposed to be in this match.
Yeah, and there's not much he can do. I mean, one more, it's going to be 2 points, and then the next one's a disqualification. You still got a whole period to go. He really can't afford to stall anymore.
Perez gets a mat return. Yeah, I can't recall the last time I saw anybody awarded a 2-point stalling penalty. But it's not on the question here in the third period. It's an 8-0 lead for Perez. Going to quickly look at that last takedown in the second period, as Perez just got that right leg around. Underway here in period 3. Again, a win here for Perez secures the duel for the Wildcats. He's got the riding time secured, currently in line for a major decision victory.
Because of that, he doesn't need to do much more in period 3, but with the physical dominance he's shown, him going for near fall points or even for a pin is not out of the question. It would really boost his resume.
Yeah, it's all personal at this point. The greater implications do not get affected by the manner in which he gets a victory here. If he does hold on, all he's got to do is avoid being pinned himself. A minute to go here in period 3. Taking a shot here is Digby. But in the end, will it just turn into another takedown for Perez? 40 seconds for him to try to get those legs around. Instead, it's a stalemate.
That was well done, though, by Digby. He had the hand on the back of Perez's head, knowing that it's going to give him a better opportunity to go for a level change and try for something. Didn't quite work out, but it was an offensive advantage that Digby hadn't really seized much to this point. Here he tries to do it again.
Against somebody as skilled as Branson John, who gets the fall. Textbook from Branson John. He waited. Smith went for a shot, and before he knew it, the match was over.
And that's when you have someone who's wrestled.
An open question. Christensen's a guy who's probably built more like a 197 wrestler, but prefers the heavyweight division. He's going to be one of the lighter guys oftentimes, but it means he's more agile and can do things like this.
That's impressive to have the strength to do that early. You said, I mean, he'll go back and forth between that 197 and that 285, and maybe he gains in agility, loses in strength, but that time showing off both.
Oscar Williams, meanwhile, a wrestler who's got to be right up there across all of NCAA sports for the farthest journey from home to school. He's a native of Lahaina, Maui, Hawaii, and goes to school all the way in College Park, Maryland.
Right back to it. Right back to it.
Let's go. Get those fakes going.
Find that hook.
Some nasty fakes.
So after that early back and forth, things slowing down here a bit. Williams had 12 wins last year as a freshman. Those were all in tournaments, but got some good experience. Again, originally from Hawaii, but then moved to Oklahoma, where he was a state champion in 2024. Christensen, meanwhile, you mentioned the Virginia transfer, went 7-10 last year. And a stalling warning issued to Williams. Christensen, the two-time high school All-American at Southeast Polk High School in Runnels, Iowa.
Christensen able to get upright. Just couldn't quite get the flip.
Last year, Maryland won this matchup 29-15 in College Park, and we're going to have almost a reverse score the way things are going in the Wildcats' favor. But just, you can't overstate how far this Maryland program, Calvin, has come in a short period of time. The last time they were here at Welsh Ryan Arena in 2022, Northwestern won 29-7.
Yeah, and since then, I mean, this Maryland team has picked up some recruits and developed them in a big way. And obviously this match going to be disappointing as a whole for Terrapin fans, but they cannot lose hope. There are many other chances and other wrestlers who can make plays.
What a throw there for the takedown by Gabe Christensen with authority.
Yes, sir, Gabe. Let's go, Gabe.
And that ends period one of the heavyweight division, a 6-1 lead for Gabe Christensen. Let's take another look at that impressive takedown.
That's just great stuff. I mean, both arms wrapped around, able to turn him just on pure strength. Seems like Christensen has no problem. I mean, he's definitely appeared very comfortable in that 285 spot.
Williams, though, another tall wrestler here at 285, probably not quite getting up there to the weight limit. Again, always the unique thing about the heavyweight division, there's no other weight class where you're going to see such a variety of styles of wrestling. Christensen operating with his head on the mat there and eventually turns it into a reversal and grows that lead.
That's a precarious position he was in there. Wonderful job to get out of it and secure the 2 points.
Matt Storniolo, head coach of Northwestern, will be really, really pleased, I think, tonight by the efforts of his wrestlers. And on the flip side for Maryland, again, it's a disappointing loss, but it's just one loss. You know, the conference schedule with months still to go.
We've said it time and time again, but once they get Jackson Smith back in that 184 division, things will change because we know his absence forced Maryland to make a couple of other changes, sort of a domino effect with wrestlers wrestling up and down in weight classes.
Big Ten action will run through mid-February with the Big Ten championships at the end of February. Interestingly, Maryland actually have a duel scheduled against Drexel after their Big Ten finale. Northwestern, meanwhile, finish up on February 15th against Illinois at home.
And both teams play Wisconsin next. I mean, of course, for Maryland, it's going to be earlier on Sunday, and then for the Cats next week, a week from today, at a time to be determined. The Wisconsin-Maryland matchup at 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Central.
Let's go, Gabe. Let's go, Gabe. Yep, it's there. It's there.
Just a great start to period 3 there by Christensen, able to accumulate more and more riding time. Always want to pick up where you left off if you're in a physically dominant position like that between periods.
The next duel's against the Wisconsin Badgers. For Northwestern, that's not until next Friday. And so Maryland in a really tough spot, and Alex Clemens, head coach, has, I'd imagine, some pretty difficult decisions to make over the next, 36 hours about how he's going to approach that duel. Because you don't want to take too many risks with, if guys are nursing anything, but also, again, it's just a tough time of year to be as beat up as this Maryland team is.
Absolutely, and I mean, The silver lining for Maryland is that they do have a much deeper roster in terms of number of players than Northwestern, but at the same time, that 2-day break versus a week-long break is a huge difference. May have to switch up the lineups a lot.
Under a minute to go in this final period of the heavyweight matchup, the final matchup of the evening here at Northwestern. As Gabe Christensen for the Wildcats is going to cap off a home dual victory to begin Big Ten play here in 2026. And some Wildcat fans starting to give Christensen his flowers as this ticks down. Riding time secured. This is going to be a major decision victory for Gabe Christensen. And that means the final score tonight here in Evanston is going to be Wildcats 27, Terrapins 12. And Calvin Kaplan I don't know what we came into the gym expecting tonight, but I think Northwestern, regardless of your earlier expectations, they were impressive.
Yeah, for the most part, the Wildcats blew expectations out of the water. It all started